Hello everybody, this is Brent Brinkerhoff from Ash Games, and it's been a while since you've seen this face, but I've got good news. Guess what came? This is a pre-production collector's edition sample of Oros. Oh my goodness, you guys want to check it out? All right, here we go. First, let's start with the box itself. So during the campaign, we talked about adding a UV coating to the box. Now, typically with the UV coating, you'll hit, like little words or little symbols or things like that are really obvious. But guess what we did? We created unique artwork for the UV itself. So as you walk by, you see as it hits the light, you'll see how it glimmers. Look at that pattern as it runs across the box. It's this beautiful pattern. Now, this is a technique that's known as a blind UV. And so a blind UV means that it's not hitting anything specific on the box, but it's creating its own pattern, its own texture. And those two things working together create this really deep, beautiful looking pattern. And it's not just on the front of the box. We also have it on all the sides of the boxes. So as you see the artwork from the side, for those of you who likes to store games vertically, we also have it there, right? And so it just, runs right across this thing on all the different sides of the box. Look how fun. And the other side, I love having these minimal sides for those vertical store moments that just look so minimal and so clean. And then you have some of these sides that are just this rich artwork. And then let's show you the back of the box here. Oh, wow, and the printing on all of this stuff, the color is just so rich and vibrant. This is going to have such an amazing table presence when you get it right out onto your table. All right, let's take a look inside. Here we go. First, the inside. Oh, all right. The inside of the box has been printed with the landscape artwork that if you remember from the campaign, all of the artwork for the tiles is drawn as one giant piece of artwork, and it was very carefully drawn so it could all be die cut out to create the tiles that has the right land and water edges. So it's just very, very carefully crafted. It's very precise. And then we took that artwork and we put it in here. Not just because it's just beautiful when you open it up and it has that really nice finishing touch to the game box itself. But if you want to, you can take all those tiles and you can try to put those things back together like a jigsaw puzzle. And this is your little helper here to know what that landscape is supposed to look like. But wow, look how fun and beautiful that is. Stick that off to the side here. And the first thing we see is the Oros rulebook. Now the rulebook itself is printed on a really nice weight of paper, and it has an aqueous coating over the top of it. So an aqueous coating, it's like a satin aqueous. So it's really soft. It feels really soft and smooth, but wow, it feels substantial as well. And as you look through these things, all of the images that are in here are all renders, right? So they're not just like flat artwork. If you look at that, that has all of the shadows and lighting. And so it just looks deep, dynamic, rich, beautiful. And this rule book just goes on and explains every little concept, how each of the different actions work. As we get back here, we get to a section for the automa. Let's see, yes, here's all of our advanced game variants. So these are all the different alternate map setups so that you can do to set the game up, and it makes the game a little bit more challenging, and it changes how you start the game off, and it really changes the nature of the first half of the game because your opportunities are so different. And so they're a lot of fun to play with, especially once you're used to playing the game because it makes things, it adds a whole new level of challenge to it. Then we also have, here's our worthy side quests. Here's all those hidden items. We've got hidden items in the box, in the components, in the sacred sites, in the rule book even. We've got hidden things all over the place. And there's a list of things for you to go hunt and find. And we also added some little flavor text for some of them for people who don't know what some of these things are. We gave a little bit of flavor just so we could also acknowledge some of the background, where a lot of these things are coming from, because we're all connected in so many different ways. And so understanding those things are so valuable. We also have all of our achievement sheets right in the rule book. So rather than have separate things, we added all of this stuff right into the rule book. So you'll be able to do different achievements. You can track the different types of games you play: solo, 2-player, 3-player, 4-player, how you won using what different columns you use. all sorts of cool stuff in here. And then let's see, on the very back of the rulebook, we included a symbol reference guide. So this becomes a really easy thing, even after you've learned the game and you're playing and you know what all these things are, just in case anybody needs to have a little reminder about what this symbol means or what do I do? Quick little symbol reference guide makes it nice and easy to play. Boom. Whew, there's our rulebook. Okay, the next thing we see in here are the tile trays. Let's give you a little look at these things. Now, tucked in here, before we talk about the tile trays, we've got some of the pieces. This is how they're assembled. These pieces will actually go into the player trays down below. But look at these. These are the little follower pieces. Look at those silk screens. Oh, how fun is this? Look at that. Oh, the colors look so good. The silk screen looks so good. On this side, we have all the volcanoes. There are level 1s, 2s, 3s. We have our 4s. All the volcanoes, all the little follower pieces. Now, the way the trays work, let's see, we've got this other bag in here. These are all of the little clips. This will clip together the player mats to the player boards. So these are really important little pieces too. Now, the way the tile trays work is there's 2 of them, right? So one for one side of the table, one for the other side of the table. And we have this large area in the middle. Those are meant to hold all of your volcano pieces. So it makes it really easy to just reach in, grab those things. But then there's also a spot for each of the different types of tiles, 1 through 4, as well as all the islands and the mountains. So all you have to do is stick this one on one side of the table, one on the other side of the table. Everybody has access to all the resources during the game. Makes it so easy to play. So easy to find the thing that you're looking for to be able to keep playing the game. So those are awesome. All right, underneath here. First thing we see are the player mats. Now the player mats, I've got all 4 of them here. These are printed on a really heavyweight stock of paper, and then they're laminated. So they're flexible, but they're also, you can feel the durability here. Like they're like, I can hold it and they just hold it flat, right? Even though they're bendable, like, wow. And then it's laminated with this matte laminate. So it has this really beautiful, soft touch feel to it, but you can just, wow, you can feel the durability here. And look at the color on these things. Oh, I love it. Here's the Raging Fire, Living Sun, Fertile Land. These things turned out looking so nice. All right, so underneath the player mats, we have, these are the boards for the dual layer player boards. Let's remove this. This is a little packing material. Make sure nothing gets bounced around during shipping. So here, we'll leave this in. Here are the dual layer boards. So the way that this works is you can see in here, you can see kind of like all the die lines. You're going to pop out all these little holes. And the way that this works is the holes line up with your spots on your player mat. So you'll stick the front one on the front side. And then we have, here we go. Here's the back one. This goes on the back side and go like that. You'll clip them together right here on the 2 little sides, and it holds together perfectly. And what that does, it leaves these little spots for your wisdom caps to go in, your little followers to go in, everything that you need while you're playing the game. It's held right in place, but you can still see the player mat underneath, so you can see all the instructions on what you're doing and how to play. Oh, this was such a good solution. I love how this all turned out. Next, we have in here, these are all of our punch boards with the tiles. And if you look, let's see, we can get a little shimmer here. Yeah, you can kind of see there's little bits in the water that are shimmery, as well as all the numbers that are shimmery from the UV. So it has just like this really nice little shimmer. And then in the center of the punch boards are all of the foresight tokens for each of the 4 different demigods. So these are used for kind of planning out your next move for your next turn while you're waiting for everybody else to take their turns. You can be strategizing a bit and planning it out. So when it comes your turn, you know exactly what you're doing. Oh, so cool. Oh, look at this reveal. You take that out and you have this beautifully framed ascension track. The ascension track is manufactured exactly the exact same way as the player mats. So it's really thick and then laminated, and you can see the shimmer of the UV on those things, just beautiful. You have the back side that has the longer player mat, the longer ascension track for if you're playing a 4-player game. Oh, so nice. And then we have the map. Now the map, this is all held in place, right? So there's these little things that are holding this in place so it's not gonna wiggle around as the box wiggles. Here's the map. Let's open this puppy up. Wow, look how thick this is too. Really, really high quality stuff, like really great weight. It kind of, look at that. It sits flat, even sitting up on top of the box, it's sitting flat. Yeah, look how thick that thing is. Oh, it feels so substantial. I don't know if you can see it too. Has a little shimmer across all those little lines and things like that. Just adds those little touches as you're playing the game. Okay, all those are out. What we've revealed is this little intersection here. Now the intersection is holding a bunch of pieces when it first arrives, but these pieces are going to all end up inside these little player trays. We'll talk about the player trays in a second, but let's first check out the artwork here. Look at this. So these are the shrine tiles. Look at those things. So they're wood, painted so you can see the outside edge for the color, but they all have unique artwork on them. Here's the monolith tiles. Look at these things. Oh, I'm getting so giddy. You guys feeling excited? Look at these. Here's the little temple pieces. Oh man. These are the demigod tokens. So these are alternates. If you don't like having like standee, like those big standees on the Ascension track as you're playing, you could use these little tokens instead. You see more of the track. Some people like these, some people like the standees, so we included both. So they're more of like a nice to have. They're not mandatory or anything to play the game, but you know, some people like playing this way. So there you go. These are the Grand Mountain tiles. So each player gets one of these in the game. Look at these. There's water. We got land. We've got sun. And we've got fire. Wow. Oh. Next up, let's see. We've got the deck of cards. So the cards, we'll show you where the spot goes to hold those cards. And we also have the score pad. So a simple little score pad, printed front and back. So you can, you know, we're trying to be as environmentally friendly as we possibly can. And let's see, we've got our little jaguar piece, also wood. Wow, this looks so good. All right, now this is the fun part. These are the player trays. So there's one for each of the 4 players. And the way these things work is they have this little lid, and it's got this little lip because it helps hold the boards in place, but also helps it so it's really easy to just grab it and pull this thing out. When you open it up, inside we have a spot for followers. We have a spot for all the sacred sites, and then the Grand Mountain tile sits on top of it. We have a spot for all the wisdom caps, also to put all the foresight tiles right in there, and then a little spot for the little demigod token. So when you're playing the game, all you have to do is just reach in, grab the color, and hand it to the player, and they'll have all the pieces they need to set up their little play area and to start the game. So it makes setup really fast, makes cleanup really fast, and it just organizes the whole game box in this really, really fun, dynamic way. So let's pull these things out. One for everybody. And underneath these things, you'll notice what it does, it reveals the larger standees. Now, these are the standees that you'd use on the Ascension track, and you'll see how thick these things are. So they just, you know, they just stand up. They don't topple over or anything like that. And they're just so fun, so pretty. Oh, this is my favorite one. Oh, look at her holding that fish. Oh, again, the color is just bright, vibrant. Love it. And then let's see back here, we've got, these are the wisdom caps. So these are just tucked up for now, but you put the wisdom caps into the player trays. And then in this box here, I'll tilt it up just so you can kind of see, we have these areas in the 4 corners that are intended to hold the cards, right? So the cards, once you separate them out of the pack, there are 12 cards per demigod for the Automa. And so the Automa sits at the very, very bottom of the box. So when you come, you get the pieces for a player, you take it out. If you need the Automa, you just grab the cards for that Automa. Boom, there you go. And they're big enough, the spot is big enough to be able to sleeve the cards, because I know a lot of people, that was a really important thing, make sure that you're able to sleeve it. And then let's check this out. If you noticed, as we were taking things out of the box, it was slowly revealing this pattern on the inside of the box. And so what we did is we printed on the inside the water pattern from the map. And so as you take things out, it's just slowly revealing this just really beautiful color, this bright blue color. And it just adds this beautiful finishing touch to the product itself. Every part of taking this out is just delightful. It is so fun. Anyway, oh, look at this. Let me show you this. On the side of the box, we also have these like beautiful little reveals of the 4 symbols. So it just has this really minimal look as you take things off. Everything has been considered, every little side angle, color, Wow, I am just stunned. I hope you're stunned. Like, I hope you're just feeling as excited as I am. I'm so excited to take all these things out, get them into the little player trays. I'm excited to get this on the table and give the game a run through with all of these collector pieces. Oh, I can't wait to play this. How many of you are excited to play this? How many of you are excited to get your box? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, keep on playing.